Today, we are going to look at the third lesson in this unit, but I want to review a little bit of the material first. So, this is being recorded, okay? This is M7, lesson 6-3, and one of the key or defining features of today's lesson is we're going to be looking at percents greater than 100%. Okay, an example of this might be something like 126%. Okay, and then we're going to also be looking at percents which are less than 1%. Things like maybe 0.5% or 0.25%. A good example of this would be like usually a savings account has 0.25% interest. Okay, and so what does that look like? Okay, and so we're going to be looking at those kinds of things. All right, as a review, okay, I want you to kind of look at the following. How would I represent 0.78 as a percent? What percent is 0.78? Izzy? It is, okay? So as a percent, this is 78%. How could I write that as a fraction? Yeah, Mr. Parnan? Yeah, 78 over 100. And if I had asked you in your homework assignment to simplify that, what would that look like? 39 over 50? Very good. Yeah, nice job. Okay. Nice work. So that's exactly. How did I get from 78 over 100 to 39 over 50? What did I have to divide by? What did I divide top and bottom by? Caitlin? 2. Yep, that's exactly what I did. Okay. And can I simplify 39 over 50? Caitlin, you're shaking your head. No, you're right. I can't. No, that's as simple as it gets. So I have the decimal version, I have the percent version, and I have the simplified fraction version. So I have all three versions of this particular problem. Now let's look at another example, but this time I'm going to give you a fraction to begin with, okay? So let's do 17 over 52. Okay, I made it purposefully so you can't really easily make the bottom number 100. All right, what would you do in this situation to find either the decimal or the percent? How would you go about doing this? How would you do it? Yeah, Mr. Parnan? That's very good. Okay, so we would do 17 divided by, wow, not sure what just happened there. Whoa. Okay, 17 divided by 52. Can anyone give me what that might be? Izzy? Okay, that's a lot of places. What could we round that to? Let's go 3 places past the decimal. So let's round this to 3 places past the decimal. Izzy? 0.37. Yeah, 0.327. I think that's pretty fair. Okay? Or 7. Yo, PM. Yo, PM. You're right. Let's move on. Okay, so I have the fraction version. I have the decimal version. And if I asked you to give me the percent version, what would this be as a percent? Yes, Lexi? 32.7. That is perfect. It is 32.7%. Okay, so I really do feel comfortable with what I've seen here, that you guys have a good understanding of this idea. The fractions, the decimals, the percents. Okay? Yeah, even so. So I really do feel like you have a good understanding of this. And if you don't, by all means, today, when we have homework time, you can come up and ask me questions, because we'll have a lot of time today to work on homework. The lesson today is actually quite short. Okay? All right. When we look at problems that are greater than 100% or less than 1%, really what we're doing is we're just expanding our options, okay? It's not any different mathematically than what you've already been doing. It's just going to look a little different. So let me show you what I mean by this, okay? I'm going to list several different numbers here, okay? And I'll show you kind of how this breaks down. So I'm going to go 1.35, 1.20, 1.10, 1.00, 0.99, 0.87. I'm going to jump down to 0.10. I'm going to jump down to 0.02. And I'm going to end up with 0.005. Okay? Now, I'm going to walk you through at least the ones that we would be familiar with at this point. Okay? So, which decimals could you automatically say you could convert to a percent easily that you're familiar with? PM?
1.10.
Okay, what would you think that would be?
No. The $1 one.
Okay, what do you think that would be in a percent?
100.
Yeah, that's very good. So this here is 100%. Okay? Really, what am I doing? I'm moving the decimal how many places? Moving the decimal 2 places to the right or left, Caitlin?
Left.
Very good. That's the right. Okay. So what about this 0.99? Mr. Parnan? Yeah, 99%. What about the 0.87? Hannah Harvey? Yeah, 87%. What about the 0.10? Mr. Miller? That's 10%. Very good. Okay, now we're starting to get out of the comfort zone just a little bit. 0.02. Mackenzie Berg? 2%. And we're not talking about milk here. Okay? Now let's go back up to the top before I get to that one at the very bottom. If 1.00 is 100%, because I moved the decimal 2 places, what would be 1.10? Parker?
I'll write it down. Okay, so it'd be, if you move it over 1, 2, would it be 110?
It would be 110%. Very good. Bang, bang, boom. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. And Izzy, what about this 1.20? If I move it 2 places to the right, that just becomes what? Yeah, 120%. And the one at the top, Anna? 135%. Okay, so really, if you have a 1 out front, you're working with something that's at least 100%. If I go down to this bottom one, this is where it gets a little tricky, right? Because I move that decimal 2 places to the right. Let me zoom in and kind of get a closer look at this. If I move that decimal 2 places to the right, it ends up right there.
I know what it is.
So, Caitlin, what do you got?
I got 0.5%.
Yeah, it would be 0.5%. It'd be 0.5%. Okay? So, we have, yeah, and that's where it gets a little tricky, but you guys have done a great job. So, you're always going to move the decimal 2 places. 2 places. Okay? And then you end up with something like this. So that's what we're working with. Yeah, Jackson?
So is that basically 1.5, like a half?
This is 0.5%, or if we express it as a decimal, 0.005. Okay? All right, so this is the idea of percents greater than 100 or percents less than 1.
This is all it is?
Well, this, yeah, but it's not as easy for everyone. So I'm going to keep going with it just a little bit.
Hard one, okay?
I'm going to give you, without seeing a pattern, we're going to look at a few of these. Okay, that's good. That's very good. Hang on. Everyone, right now, I'm going to give you 2.76. Okay? Right now in your paper, write down 2.76, but then convert it to a percent. Okay? And I'm just going to come around and spot check it. I just kind of want to get an idea of what we got. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very good. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Yeah, this is good. This is very good. Okay. Look at it again. Look at it again. Okay, very good, very good. And, yeah, let's see here. Okay, remember, we're moving that decimal 2 places. Okay? Because every time we're converting from a decimal to a percent, we're multiplying by 100. When we multiply by 100, that's the same thing as moving the decimal 2 places. So, I saw a lot of good stuff. We move it 1, 2 to there, and it becomes 276%. Hannah Harvey. Could you actually have that grade? No, but that would be awesome, wouldn't it? I'd be like A plus 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 plus. You would need a lot of extra credit. Shh, hey, stop. Stop. Isabella Walker, floor is yours.
So if that was like 200, well, so if there was like another number behind the 6, would it still be like 276 point?
Yes, let's do one like that. Okay, she brings up a good point, and so I think it's worth doing an example. So here we go. Let's look at another example. 3.6598. How would I convert that into a percent? Okay, the question is, well, where do I stop moving the decimal? We always go 2 places. So, Savannah, what do you got?
It'd be 366%. You'd have to round it.
But let's not round. So, it'd be what? No, I'm going to give her, hey, hold up. Hey, relax. What is it, Savannah? 365.98%. Okay? So really, you just move the decimal and call it a percent. Let's look at another example here. This one is going to be a little bit harder, so I'm going to have you kind of check your work with the person next to you. 0.000075. Convert that into a percent. Okay, convert that into a percent. You're not going to do anything different than what you've already done. You're just moving the decimal 2 places. So check with the person next to you, see if they get the same thing you do.
Look, he's right next to me.
All right, put it down on a paper.
Okay. I put the problem. Mr. Boringhammer, is this
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Good.
I was right next to him. See, I'm right next to him.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
1, 2. So it's going to be 0.75. Okay, am I right over? 0. Okay, work that brain.
Stop, let him do it. Okay, what do we got? Come on. I'm recording this, so let's get to work here. What do you got? Point, so it'd be point.
0.0075.
Okay, here we go. Watch up on the board, please. We are going to move that decimal point 2 spaces. It's like the same thing as multiplying by 100. As a result, we end up with 0.0075. I had to bring down that 0 and that 0 and the 7 and the 5. Okay? Now that would be a very, very small, hey, I'm losing my voice here. Thank you. That'd be a very, very small percent, but it's still a percent. Okay? A lot of investments nowadays, because we have such small interest rates, would be maybe even be in this neighborhood. All right? All right, last one before we're done with this, and then we're going to do a little bit of fraction work. Okay? I want you to show me or tell me what 15.6 would be as a percent. This one's kind of tricky on two different levels. All right? Try it and check with your neighbor. 15.6. How would this look as a percent? Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm purposely being a little tricky business here. I bet.
I got it. 10 out of 10 IGN.
Well, since you hit the button and it went black, I couldn't see anything.
Whoa, don't power off. No.
It's power off.
Noah Miller, you want to take a shot at it?
1,560%.
That's fantastic. Yes. Noah Miller, that's perfect. Let me walk you through what Noah just did, because that's exactly what the right answer is. He took that decimal and he moved it two places. But I purposefully left off a placeholder there to see if you would guess if you could get the right answer. When you move it and there's no number, what do you have to put after the 6? Yeah, a 0. So he moves it two places like he's supposed to. He adds a 0 and rewrites it as 1,560%.
Wait, what about 2 zeros? Is that still wrong?
You wouldn't want to add 2 zeros because you're only moving it one place past the 6. But that's a good question. Whew, I'm having a hard time. All right, last but not least, I want you to convert this fraction into a percent. Convert that fraction into a percent. It's going to be useful for you to convert it into a what first? Decimal. Very good. Okay? And to find the decimal, we just take the part, which is the top, and divide it by the whole, which is the bottom. So Mackenzie Berg, did you get the decimal?
1.73 repeated.
Okay, so let's go that. 1.733 repeating. Let's go ahead and stop it at, I'm going to do a little squiggly equals because that means approximate 1.73. So what percent is that? Savannah?
173.33.
I think that would be a very good approximation. 173.3 repeating percent.
Isn't that possible?
Yeah, it is.
Can you get that right?
The one place we see percents like this oftentimes is if you're a store owner. Let's say I'm a store owner and I sell toothpicks. I might buy toothpicks at one price, but in order to make money, I have to mark them up. So I have to increase their value above whatever I paid for them. We would say that it's increasing above 100%. It's what we call a markup. And this is a very common practice when you're a business owner, so that you can make money. Otherwise, you'd make no money.
Like whenever you take something like used back, they usually like when you take games back, like, oh, I'll give you $5 for this.
Right, because then they need to sell it to make a profit. Parker Moore, you had your hand up?
You know how they said they mark up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Oakley's, they only cost like $5 to make, but
Yeah.
they sell it for like 200.
Yeah, there's a huge markup there.
But why is it because of the name?
It's the name. Yeah, people will pay for them. Yeah.
Is that just like buying from Mercedes? They'll probably mark up their car?
Yeah, Mercedes is a pretty good car, though. They have they put high-end products in their cars.
Yeah, my grandma has one.
Okay. Savannah?
Like gas, it only costs like 45 cents to make a gallon, but they charge you for...
Yep, because they got to pay all their costs, but then they also need to make a profit. Isabella?
So, how did you get the 1.73?
Okay, that's a great question. 156 over 90 equals this. Do you agree? Did you do that on a calculator?
I did, but I got something.
Okay. Hang on one second, Gretchen. You got 1.7333333333333. Okay. Then all you do is you move it how many places to the right? 2. And I did that. And so then I just, instead of putting 3333 after it, I just stopped and put a bar over the 3. Gretchen, and then I'll give you your homework. Yeah. 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 I was just trying to make sure that I put the 3 repeating in there. I mean, I could have done something like this. That's a good question that you ask. I could have done this. And then just moved it 2 places and kept it. That's fine. Yeah. But that's great. Here's your homework. Page 286. Numbers 1 through 7 all. 8 through 44 the evens.